Hello, Fred here from the Gun Geek channel. I'm working on a special project. I'm not going to tell you what it is right up front. I'm going to let you maybe guess while we're going along. Something that I'm going to use tomorrow if I could get out to the range if the weather permits. Figured I'd work here in the garage since I'm sufficiently sunburned from yesterday at the air show. I'll be taking these little stakes that I cut down and I'm going to be nailing them down parallel to each other at a spacing of about the thickness of one of these stakes, the thin way between them. I'll be using a Senko, S-E-N-C-O nail gun. So every video got to have a gun. So I'm having to go in slightly at an angle because these nails are just slightly longer than these two pieces of wood I'm putting in. Okay, so here's what I have so far. And next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this on top, two here like that, and put this piece of wood here. Now what I want to do is go ahead and line this up just right so it's even with the first board. Okay, I went ahead and put some supports here, just temporarily nailed them in just to keep everything lined up. I'm slipping each one in one at a time, lining them up on both sides, and then tacking these in. Now that I have these all together, I went ahead and put two temporary pieces of wood so I could get these spaced out exactly 8 inches in the case of what I'm doing. If you know what I'm doing already, don't say anything. I want to go ahead and surprise anyone else who hasn't figured it out yet. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Now the problem is, now we need to have some sort of cross members or some reinforcement and also something so, but you probably guess I'm going to be sliding something in here. I need to be able to stop whatever is sliding in there on one side. Also, if you notice, there's a little place, so there's going to have to be some sort of cross member support to go ahead and reinforce that. I don't know if y'all can hear the music, but it's like 1 minute it's southern rock, next minute it's rap. We live in a versatile neighborhood, evidently. A very versatile neighborhood. Anyway, here we go. We have our support. It's strong. It's not flexing. So, I could have had the back totally closed off, but I wanted some light to get through. So if you haven't already guessed it, this is going to be a Boxo Truth. If you have been in the gun community for a while, you are probably familiar with a website called Boxo Truth. And what this person does is has a box similar to this, slides in pieces of material. Usually it's gypsum, plasterboard, or whatever you want to call it in here, and does penetration testing. And when I speak about some bullets here in the future, or different cartridges and rounds, I wanted to be able to test and show you the different types of penetration and different types of impact and reaction to different materials we actually have in real life. So I can go ahead and just give you that much more information. Okay, here's the final product. I went ahead and gave it a tactical black look because everything has to be tactical. It's not Duracoat, it's Rust-Oleum coat. Would recommend painting your firearms, but for a box you're going to shoot at, it's perfectly fine. So what I could do is go ahead and get some plasterboard that would simulate half a wall of a house. Most walls you have 2 layers, one on each side. And what we can do, I'm going to go ahead and pull in close. Zoom. Not quite a real zoom there, but what we can do is I've got these slots all finished up. So depending on how many walls I want to simulate shooting through, I'll just go ahead and put those in there, and then we'll go ahead and shoot. And I could also put a bottle of water or something back here. I left enough space to go ahead and insert a bottle of water to maybe try to retrieve the bullet. Keep my stomach out. So that was the idea of the whole thing. Basically a box of truth that we can play with and try different rounds and see what happens. I'm going to show you the back. Alright. What I did with the back was I put 2 cross members, one on the outside, one on the inside. The inside serves 2 purposes besides reinforcing a little more. It keeps the inserts here from going in too far. It stops them right where I want to stop them in there. So there we go. The Gun Geek style Box of Truth in tactical black. And we'll have it on the range and we'll do a little bit of testing. What I think what we're going to do is go ahead and try some 9mm ball as our first test. So if you have any questions or comments or maybe a better way of doing it, and I'm sure there's about 1,000 better ways of doing it, I sort of put things together just sort of off the top of my head and start with one dimension and then work around it and not really put anything to paper, just freaking build it. That's what I did with the trap that you saw in the earlier video, the bullet trap. Just ran off one measurement. I want this to be the bottom of this to be this big, and then just sort of work off that. So tell me what you think.